So in this video we're going to be looking at joining dual carriageways. On the first part of this video we're going to be exiting a 40-mile-an-hour road onto a roundabout, joining a dual carriageway which is still 40 mile an hour, and looking at if we need to change lanes, overtake anything, things like that. Then we're going to be looking at the next roundabout where it's going to be joining a national speed limit dual carriageway. So what speeds we're trying to look for when we're actually coming up the slip road and joining the main carriageway, and if we should be doing any overtaking or just staying in the left-hand lane just to drive. So when you're learning to drive and you're going on dual carriageways for the first time, my biggest recommendation would be to try to get to the speed limit of the vehicles in the left-hand lane first. Don't worry about doing the overtaking, because that's going to take confidence and is going to take time to actually build that confidence. So if the vehicles in the left-hand lane are doing up to 50-60 mile an hour, follow those vehicles doing 50-60 mile an hour. But what you need to be aware of is that if there are larger vehicles like coaches or Arctic lorries, HGV vehicles, those vehicles are going to want to do what speed limit they are capable of doing for that speed of road. So it's up to 60 mile an hour. So just be aware that if you are doing around 50 mile an hour, those types of vehicles are going to try and get around you. But build your confidence up gradually. Stick to whatever the speed of the vehicle is doing in the left-hand lane for your first couple of times, because you've still got to remember that you need to come off those dual carriageways at some point, and you will need to slow the vehicle down gradually rather than abruptly and cause chaos behind you. As you build your confidence up, then you will need to be thinking about overtaking. From a driving test point of view, if you just sit in the left-hand lane doing 50 mile an hour on a 70 mile an hour road, and there is ample opportunity to do an overtake, and you don't do it, the examiners will fail you for not doing the overtake as you're not making progress. So at the moment I'm on a 40 mile an hour road and I'm going to be joining a dual carriageway with the same speed limit. So the roundabout's coming up ahead, so I'm checking my rear and left mirrors and turning left at the roundabout. I've dropped it down to 30 mile an hour. I'm going to keep braking and I'm going to pick second gear. So I'm come rolling in 10-15 mile an hour. Checking to my right, there's a lorry coming, but I've got time to go. And I'm going to check behind, check right, and I'm going to build my speed so I don't slow the lorry down any more than what I actually need to. So this is a 40 mile an hour road, and for those who live in the area, yes, we're in Nangarrow and we're going towards the A470 and going in towards Cardiff. So I'm doing 40 mile an hour. I'm using a left-hand lane because that's a default position to actually drive. Don't need to go in the right-hand lane unless I'm going to be overtaking something. And the vehicle in front has just gone into the right lane to go in for an overtake, but the red vehicle in front, or the white vehicle now in front of me, I'm not catching them up and I'm doing the speed limit, so I'm not going to change lanes. If I felt that I was catching them up gradually, then I may consider thinking about it, not just doing it. Traffic lights up ahead, checking behind, so I've got the lorry's still there, so I'm going to start braking back here. I'm not going to change gear yet. I'm down to 20 mile an hour, so I'm just going to pick third gear, lift the clutch back up and come off the brake. Lights are staying green now, and I'm just giving it a little bit of gas just to build up a bit more momentum. And then I'm going to go back into fourth gear. Now fourth gear wants to roll a little bit freer than third, second or first gear. So this is going to allow me to pick up speed without going for the gas pedal. Now the sign up ahead says M4 and A470 to my left, and I am going to be turning left. And just before the roundabout ahead, I can see a national speed limit sign. So because I know I'm going onto a dual carriageway, it's going to be a 70-mile-an-hour road if you're driving a car. Picking first gear because the vehicles in front are not moving. And I'm just going to control this with a brake. Nothing coming from my right now. So I'm going to get it into second gear. Now I'm going to get into third gear and start building my speed. Checking behind, checking right. At the moment I got 40 mile an hour. I would like to be coming up about 50 if possible. I'm still in third gear. I'm checking my shoulder to make sure nothing's in lane 2, wanting to come back in. Now I go for fourth, cancel the signal, and I'm going to check my rear, right mirrors, right indicator, right shoulder, because bearing in mind this is a 70 mile an hour road, and I don't want to be stuck behind vehicles doing 50 mile an hour. Now I'm going to pick fifth gear, and I'm doing 64 mile an hour, and I'm passing these vehicles freely, no problem at all. If on your driving test you just sit in a lane doing 40, 50 mile an hour, and there's an opportunity for an overtake and you don't take it, the examiners will fail you for it because you're not making progress. So now I can see a countdown marker to say 50 mile an hour is coming up in 300 yards. So I'm coming off the gas early. The speed's coming down gradually. I'm on 55 at the moment. And now I'm just going to do a gentle brake just as I come in. So I'm doing 50 mile an hour. Now I'm going to come back in. So rear left mirrors, left shoulder, left signal's on, cancelling the signal. And I'm just going to sit in this lane now. I'm doing 46 mile an hour in a 50 mile an hour zone. If the vehicles weren't in front of me, yes, I would try and get as close to the speed limit as possible. But because everything's moving freely and there's a lot of traffic in the right hand side, I'm just going to give myself the space I need. I'm doing 49 now. Now there's a sign on my left hand side to say that there's a slip road coming up to join the main carriageway. Now I'm doing 50 mile an hour. I'm constantly checking my mirrors, behind, sides. Sign up ahead saying Cardiff is straight ahead. I can use both lanes, but I'm going to stick to this left hand lane. And I'm still doing just under the speed limit, 49 mile an hour in a 50 mile an hour zone. Going to expect this motorbike to come back in. It's not going to come back in, but I am expecting it to come back in. So just be aware that if you tell yourself something might happen, then you're planning for it, you're not reacting to it. So I'm just going to stick to this lane. So we're still on the A470 at the moment. And right in the distance now, underneath the bit of a flyover is a roundabout. But sorry, that's the M4. I can see that there's traffic lights up ahead and they are red, and I can see there's a sign to say that I'm going into a 40 zone. So I'm already doing 44, so I'm going to drop into fourth gear, hold the bike point for a second, and then release the clutch. So it's a nice smooth gear change. And now I'm coming into a 40 zone at 37 mile an hour. Lights have just changed back to green. So I need to be conscious that they might change again. I'm checking behind. When I reach this last arrow, that's the point of no return. So if I reach that arrow, I'm not going to be able to stop if the lights start to change. So now I'm doing 35, 37 now in a 40 zone. And there's another set of traffic lights coming up. 400 yards is traffic lights. I'm just going to go straight ahead. Now, not all dual carriageways are national speed limit. You've got to remember that as well. So it could be an urban dual carriageway, which it could be a dual carriageway which is all the way down to 20 mile an hour. Depending on the area where you live. Here in Wales, if it's an urban area, it's going to be a 20 mile an hour zone. Other parts of the country, it could still be 20 mile an hour zone, but it's more likely to be a 30 mile an hour zone. But just check for speed signs just to make sure that you know what you're doing. So going through these traffic lights, I can see now he's going into a 30 zone. So check my rear and my right mirrors just in case the lights change. Going for third gear, and I'm doing 26 in a 30-mile-an-hour zone. I'm catching up the vehicles in front, but there's vehicles on my right hand side, so I'm going to ask the vehicles to my right if I can come out. And there's a little Fiat 500 which is letting me go. And I'm just going to back off the gas pedal. I'm not touching any pedals at all, just to build up a bit of a space. So I'm doing 28 mile an hour now. And as you can see, I'm passing the vehicles on my left. If I thought that I was going to be undertaken by these vehicles, then I would have stayed in that lane. Traffic lights up ahead, checking behind just in case they change. So now I'm rolling down this hill, can't stop, it's too late to stop. So I'm just rolling down the hill at 30 mile an hour. Got third gear, so I've got good engine braking if I need it. And on the next set of traffic lights, I'm going to be turning right. So I'm coming off the dual carriageway. Now, because I'm turning off the dual carriageway, I'm going to be checking for road signs just before or just after to see if there's a speed change as well. I'm going to position myself tight to the right so people can see that I want to go right when I get to those traffic lights. Check my left just to see what's coming up the side of me. Now I'm going to recheck my rear and right and put my right signal on. I'm first in the queue on the traffic light, so I will use the indicators. And I can see to my right inside the junction that it is going from a 30 zone here into a 20 mile an hour zone. Lights are changing, checking my mirrors again. I'm going out to where the road markings tell me to go before I turn, and I'm going into a 20 mile an hour zone. So I hope this video has given you a better understanding about dual carriageways and what type of speeds we should be doing, and how we build up our speed gradually, and when it's safe to do an overtake and when it's safe to come back in. So I really hope that this has helped you. Please drop us a comment if you find that these types of roads difficult, and I'd love to hear your comments. And I hope to see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.